What's up, guys? Russell Wilson here, quarterback of the New York Giants. Man, I'm so excited to be here, and let's make sure we make this happen. Let's do whatever it takes. Go Big Blue.
What's going on, everybody? How's everybody doing? How's everybody doing? Let me know if the vocal is good, the audio is good. Let me know if the visual's good. Let me get a thumbs up, and just let me know if I'm good, man. How we doing? Happy Saturday, everybody. happy Saturday. I see the chat's going already. You guys are going already, man. What's going on, everybody? Kenny Smith, what's going on? He says, A-Dash, my boy, who coaches at Penn State, says Carter is for sure going to Cleveland. Okay. Lucas Levison says, I'm hyped right now. What's going on, Lucas? MKM, Giants still need a future quarterback, which is Ward or Shedeur. We're going to talk about that. Shout out to Steven. He says, if we draft Shedeur, I'm raging, unless we draft Hunter first. Uh-oh. It's going to get spicy tonight. It might get a little spicy tonight. Just what's going on? Games. I'm trying to figure that out. My man said Nick's Fanta. What does that mean? Nick's Fanta. I don't know what that means. I'm out the loop right now. I'm out the loop. My man Luke is telling me to hurry up. He said, "Come on, Dash. I'm ready, Unc. I'm at Unc level. I'm at Unc level. All right. At least I know where I'm at. At least I know. I'm at Unc level. Okay." Pablo was good. Lucas says, Mr. Unlimited. That's a fact. We're going to get into that too, man. We're going to get into that. The New York Giants signed Russell Wilson. It's been almost a week now, right? So everybody's had a chance to, think about it, sleep on it. I'm curious to see what everybody thinks about it, because I've seen some reports where some people think that we're idiots for signing Russell Wilson. I've seen fans of other teams say, oh, the New York Giants fan base thinks Russell Wilson is going to save them. Nobody thinks Russell Wilson is going to save them. I'm sorry. Shout out to my man, Coach Ed. Coach Ed says peace and blessings. What's going on, Coach Ed? How you doing, brother? Yeah, we got some things to talk about. We're going to do a mock draft tonight, too. So everybody that's here, we're going to do a mock draft. You know how we do it. We're going to vote in the chat section, and we're going to do some mock draft tonight. Maybe two, depending on how much time we got here. Oh, Maurice Lewis says, I'd rather get an impact player first round. We're going to talk about it, man, because I've been arguing all week. I argue every week. Like, I've been arguing since January with people over what the New York Giants should do. And guess what? I respect everybody's opinion. Hopefully people respect my opinion. I respect everybody's opinion, but we got some things to talk about, man. We got point of views. And listen, I listen to all of it. I'm here for all of it. Pause. All right, man, we're going to get into this, man. We're going to get into this because the chat going to keep on going. So I got a question for the people. Oh, you said you can't hear? All right, hold on. Let me try something new. Give me just a second. Okay, I'm back. Let me know if I'm good. Had to hit that refresh button. Let me know if I'm good. Hopefully I'm good now. I'll wait for you guys to let me know. Let me know in the comment section if I'm good. All right, there we go. All right. You know what it was? Too much bandwidth. I had the mock draft queued up, ready to go. I'm going to leave it alone for right now. I'm gonna leave the mock draft alone until we ready. They got a whole bunch of advertisers, probably froze things up, but it is what it is. Shout out to Ronnie. Shout out to Ronnie with the $9.99 super chat. She said, let's see how things go. That's a fact. That's a fact. All right, I'm good. Okay, perfect. I'm good. Shout out to Ronnie. Chef Ronnie in the building. What's going on, Chef Ronnie? Let's see. All right, we good. You was always good. These dudes have dial-up service. Come on, man. Nah, respect the bandwidth, man. Respect the bandwidth. So yeah, so the first question. How do y'all feel about Russell Wilson? How do y'all feel about Russell Wilson with all of the noise? With all of the noise and different fan bases hating on the fact that we picked up Russell Wilson. Listen, I don't believe Russell Wilson is the savior at all. But guess what? He's better than what we had. And also we got I should say competent quarterback play. Good quarterback play in my opinion. Oh man, I said Coach Ed says I'm hurt right now. I can't wait for my juju fix. Man, Russ is a stopgap. That's a fact. That's a fact. The 1-year deal, $10 million. You can't beat it. $10 million for 1 year. And you know what I'm going to say next. Go ahead and get your quarterback in the first round. I saw it already in the comment section. Go ahead and get your quarterback in the first round still. We sitting with the number 3 pick. We got a chance that one of these guys might fall. And for me, if any of those quarterbacks are available at 3, because right now it looks like the rumor is, like earlier in the week, it was like Cleveland Browns are definitely taking Shedeur Sanders. Then after the pro day with Abdul Carter and people asked him about his injury, he said he has no pain. You know, he didn't even know he was injured until they took the x-rays and told him. He said he's good to go. So now everybody's saying that, you know, the Cleveland Browns are going to take Abdul Carter. Listen, man, we're going to find out what's going to happen. I can't wait. What are we? A month away? A month away from the draft. It's going to be very, very, very exciting. You guys are writing full-on paragraphs in here. Hold on a second. Nigel Folks says, I think this is a huge difference. Russell Wilson on the field is going to be a nightmare for everybody in the NFL. He throws and how he's and he's a good leader. Ain't no way we're going to lose. I like the optimism. I love it. Actually, I love it. My man Steven says $10 bet to everyone in the chat. Russ gets more than 15 touchdowns by week 8. Ooh, 15 by week 8. Listen, it's recorded. It is recorded. I will not bet everybody in the chat $10. It is recorded. Somebody might take you up on that bet, though. Amanda Med says, hi, Big Dash. She says, get Wilson more weapons. Travis Hunter, I can say honestly, say our defense is loaded, but you can't have enough pass rushers in Abdul Carter. Dart won't be there in a second, but Milroe, I'm assuming you mean Milroe will. We're gonna talk about that too. So we could talk about that right now. So again, there's a lot of people saying with the move, with the Jameis Winston move and now the Russell Wilson move, that the New York Giants are no longer in the quarterback business in round 1. The same thing I said in the previous video is this. We got Russell Wilson on a 1-year deal, Tommy DeVito on a 1-year deal, Jameis Winston on a 2-year deal, which he hasn't even been in the building yet to sign his contract because he's vacationing with his family in Mexico. So we only have one quarterback under contract for 2026. The New York Giants are absolutely still in the quarterback market during round 1. I will say this, though. The signing of Russell Wilson and Jameis Winston does this. It takes the pressure off of the New York Giants to try to trade up, give up a lot of draft capital to try to either get up to 1 to get Ward. Some people say trade up to 2 to get Shedeur Sanders. It takes that pressure away because you have your backup plan and Russell Wilson and Jameis Winston. So I felt a lot comfortable with the Russell Wilson signing. I thought we were actually done when we got Jameis Winston. I thought we were going to go into the draft with Tommy DeVito and Jameis Winston and see what happened, during the draft. But Joe Shane wasn't satisfied. He went ahead and got Russell Wilson on a fantastic deal, $10.5 million base. The incentives can take that contract all the way to $21 million. I think we got a deal. I really do. I really do think we got a deal. Shout out to my man Ghost Dog in the building. He says, I'll say this much about Russ. Seeing him play with the offense will be refreshing at least, but he is a bridge, point blank, period for me. That's a fact. He's nothing more than that. If Russell Wilson happens to play well and we don't draft a quarterback and he can hold somebody off for maybe 2 years, that's one thing. But right now, today, he is a stopgap quarterback. I hope everybody understands that. The money tells you that. The contract tells you he's a 1-year quarterback, stopgap quarterback. You're not looking. It's not a future. It's not a future unless, like I said, unless he comes out there and balls out and we don't have a quarterback. I mean, the rookie quarterback on the roster. I do believe that. So shout out to Ghost Dog for that. My man Coach Ed says, I lack arm strength. Narrative doesn't hold water for me. Joe Montana, Hall of Fame quarterback, lacked the arm strength coming out of Notre Dame. Okay, you must be fighting in the chat already, Coach. You might be. Are you fighting in the chat already, Coach? Somebody said we talking about Shedeur Sanders' arm strength now again. Listen, it is what it is. A lot of right now, a lot of people have been poisoned. You know, they drank from the poison well. they read all they watched all of the profiles and breakdowns. You know, all of the hot topics and the hot names. Nobody ever said that. Well, I should say this. Nobody ever quotable said that he had a weak arm. They said he had a B-level arm. He lacks elite arm strength. There's not too many quarterbacks in the league with elite arm strength. You got Josh Allen, he jumps off the screen already. Patrick Mahomes can throw the ball deep. Justin Herbert has a pretty good arm too. But there's not too many elite level arms in the NFL when you really, really think about it. So, and I'll say this, I've never seen, and me watching all of the games since since he got to Colorado, I watched all of the games. I've never seen Shedeur Sanders miss a wide receiver because the ball just didn't get there. I've never seen it. I've seen him be, hesitate and miss a read. I've seen that, but I've never seen his arm strength cause him to miss a pass. If you have, let me know. Let me know. Milroe in round 2. Listen, when it comes to Milroe, and I'm an Alabama fan, Milroe is absolutely a project. Milroe is probably 4th on my list after Dart. And I don't see Milroe as a prize right now. I think he's a consolation. I think if you strike out on the top 3 guys, you get Milroe and you hope and you pray that he can develop. Now, Milroe might be able to, his athleticism might be able to get him on the field. But for me, if you get a guy like Milroe, most likely Russell Wilson is starting the entire season. Milroe is not at that level yet. And not a lot of these quarterbacks aren't at the level yet. You see some of the best quarterbacks, they have to sit for a year. Milroe has a lot of developing to do. Again, grade A when it comes to athletic ability. He can throw the ball deep. He does have a cannon, but all the intermediate stuff, man. All the intermediate stuff and a little bit of accuracy. He has issues with that. Yeah, you guys are going back and forth already. Shout out to Pablo. He says, I'm glad we finally signed Russell. I got tired of waiting for waiting forever for Aaron Rodgers' decision. Dude thinks he's God. Go somewhere with that. Yeah, listen, man, that's one thing I was very, very happy about. I was so happy that, we didn't have to talk about Aaron Rodgers anymore. I was so happy about that. I was so over it. Give me the quarterback that actually wants to be here. I don't care if he's a tier under Aaron Rodgers. I don't care if he's 2 tiers under Aaron Rodgers. Give me the guy that actually wants to be here. When we found out the news about Russell Wilson, right? the man ended up in the building, signed contract, and at the Knicks game before we got a chance to even go to sleep. That's how fast Russell Wilson got to New York after they agreed to terms. There's something to say about that. He's throwing balls in the crowd at the Knicks game. He's already getting settled in, and shout out to him. Rick Torture, what's going on, Rick? He said that they may know something that we don't. QB room is straight till second round. Dash, what's good? What's going on, Rick Torture? I told you before. I said in the comments, because I know you commented on the video. I said we got some things to talk about. I know you said we can wait for the quarterback, just like you said right here. I don't think we can wait, Rick. I don't think we can wait. Now, I'll say this again, opportunity. 2 weeks ago, I was like, maybe we trade up to try to get to 1 and get Ward. Or maybe we try to trade the 2 to make sure we can lock down Shedeur Sanders. Signing Russell Wilson, let me ease up a little bit, and I can sit still at 3. I don't have to give up any more draft capital. If I'm Shane, I'm sitting still at 3. I'm calling the Cleveland Browns bluff. They act like they want to take Shedeur Sanders. If you want to take Shedeur Sanders, that means you also need to pass up on Abdul Carter and Travis Hunter too. It is what it is. I'll call your bluff, and you let me know what you're gonna do. And now here's the thing: worst case scenario, they do take Shedeur Sanders, and guess what? We get our pick of Abdul Carter or Travis Hunter, which is not a bad consolation prize. And then once we get into the second round, I'm telling you guys right now, I don't think Dart makes it to the second round. Milroe most likely makes it to the second round, but for me, the goal is not Milroe. Again, I'm an Alabama fan. The goal is not Milroe at all. If we go with Travis Hunter, or if we go with Abdul Carter in the first round, in that second round, I'm probably looking at maybe the best defensive tackle that fell out of the first round. Probably, I need to get Dexter Lawrence a partner. Like people think Dexter's just happy here. He's doing his dances and all that other stuff. We saw with the Cleveland Browns, Myles Garrett making a lot of money. He was not having it. He threatened to leave. How long before Dexter Lawrence tries to do something, some of the same thing? Because we're not winning. You got to keep these guys happy. You got to get this team what they want. And I really think that Dexter Lawrence needs a dancing partner on the defensive line, for sure. For sure. Yeah, you guys going back and forth. That's what's up, though. Shout out to Luann. What's up, Big Dad? What's going on, Luann? Johnny Lovely in the building. What's going on, Johnny? He says, I'm seeing a lot of people on Twitter wanting Travis over Sanders more and more. Yeah. I mean, listen, it is what it is, man. People, and the funny thing about it is this, and let me be real with everybody for a second, because we do this every year as Giants fans. We need to understand what we do every year. Every year we talk about the weapons. When Daniel Jones was here, when Eli Manning was here, we talked about the weapons. And we got the weapons. Eli Manning, right after his 2 Super Bowls, he's getting older. We got him. We got him Odell Beckham. We got him the weapon. And for a while, Odell Beckham was the best receiver in the league. But what did it do for the New York Giants? We got one playoff appearance in 2017 when we bought a whole defense for $100 million, right? But we needed to fix the offensive line for Eli Manning to get better quarterback play. Then you know what? We signed Daniel Jones. We don't draft another quarterback. We haven't drafted a quarterback since Daniel Jones. Just think about that. We haven't drafted a quarterback since Daniel Jones. When I think about Tom Brady and the New England Patriots, just think about how many quarterbacks were drafted while Tom Brady was there, while he was, cementing himself as the GOAT. They were still drafting quarterbacks. Sometimes they trade them off, but they kept on drafting quarterbacks. You telling me you can draft quarterbacks behind Tom Brady, but you can't draft quarterbacks behind Daniel Jones? And it wasn't just one regime. It was 2 regimes. It was Dave Gettleman and Joe Schoen so far. And now that Daniel Jones is gone, look at us. But I want to say this, because we do this every year. Last year, Malik Neighbors. Shout out to Malik Neighbors. I'm glad we have Malik Neighbors. We chose the weapon over the quarterback. And Malik Neighbors had a good year. How many wins did we have? We keep choosing the weapons, whether it's defense, offense, or defense. Look at the Cleveland Browns. They got one of the best defensive players in the league. Best defensive player in the league. Look at a lot of these good teams that never really get over the hump. They got good players, star players, but they're missing the quarterback. And we keep doing it year after year. We fall for it every year. Let's go get the blue chipper. Last year, the excuse was it wasn't one of the top 3 quarterbacks. So, if it's not Jaden Daniels, if not Caleb Williams, if it's not Drake May, none of these other quarterbacks are good enough. Well, we'll see what happens, because Bo Nix went to Denver. They went to the playoffs. Michael Penix, Kirk Cousins held him off as long as he could. He ended the season as a starter. Looked pretty good in a couple of games that he played. And then J.J. McCarthy, we have yet to see him due to injury. And we already know he was on the fast track to starting last year before he hurt himself, and Sam Darnold took over, and the rest is history. We got to address this quarterback position. We got to. And then the other thing is this, I understand some people don't believe in Shedeur Sanders. That's fine. But my question to a lot of people is this too. Like, is Cam Ward a blue chipper? Is he a blue chipper over Travis Hunter and Abdul Carter? I don't think that talent-wise, as far as for the position, Cam Ward is really good, but do you consider him a blue chipper? No. When you look at the PFF rankings and all this other stuff, he's in the 20s. The people are at the top of Travis Hunter, Abdul Carter, Ashton Jeanty. Positional value pushes these quarterbacks to the top. We need to go ahead and do something, man. We can't keep sitting here talking about, oh, look at that shiny toy. We get distracted every year. Every year we do this to each other. Eli Manning, we went and got Saquon Barkley. Remember, we got Eli Manning, Odell Beckham, and then 4 years later we got him Saquon Barkley. And what did it do? The shiny toys do what? They look good. They put butts in the seats, but in some cases it don't equal up the wins. And I want to win at the end of the day. And I don't want to win just for a year under Russell Wilson. I want to win in 26, 27, 28, 29. Let's go ahead and give a chance to this quarterback. And then the other thing that a lot of people talk about is this. We're gonna tank for Arch Manning. And then they say, well, Arch is gonna come out. Arch is gonna come out next year. Arch is not coming out until the earliest he's coming out is 2027. And you heard what his grandfather said. His grandfather said he ain't coming out to 2028. But hold on a minute. It's a face I haven't seen in a while. Where'd he go? Oh man. As soon as I find the comment, I lost. I'm gonna come back to you though. I'm gonna come back to you. I thought I saw somebody, but hey, it is what it is. If I find it, I'll go back to you. But let's see what we got here. My man Ahmed says, do you think defensive tackle Walter Nolan from Mississippi will be there in the second round? There's a possibility that they might be there. I'm seeing that he's starting to fall. A couple weeks ago, everybody he was going in like the teens. So like somebody's going to fall in the draft. It happens every year. It happens every year. My man on my square says, I don't want Carter. All that hype for 1 year of production. I'd rather have Graham to be Dex running mate. Listen, that's if we can't get the quarterback, that's my plan B right there too on my square. Yeah, I like Mason Graham a lot. And I think for what this defense needs right now, I think Mason Graham is probably have a bigger impact day one than the rest of these guys. And trust me, I know what I'm saying. I mean, I know what I'm saying to you guys, not saying that I'm right. I know how I feel about this. I really believe that. Hunter will be fantastic to add to the defense. I think if we draft Hunter, Tay Banks goes to the bench. I think this is something that has to happen. But if we draft Carter, does Carter beat Kayvon Thibodeau right away day one? Does that happen, day one? And then also we have to see if that fifth-year option is getting picked up for Kayvon Thibodeau too, because we almost know for certain that Evan Neal's fifth-year option is not getting picked up. Hold on, let me get down here. Shout out to my man TP Way in the building. He says tanking for Arch Manning is the worst take I've heard all season, man. I mean, they're saying it, man. The march for Arch. I put out a video too about that, man. Some satire for sure. But nah, it is what it is, man. It is what it is. Gio, this is my first time seeing this name, Gio. Unless you switched up the name though. Says, bro, we want Ward not happening. We want Ward not happening. We wanted Caleb, Jalen, and Drake, mate, and we couldn't get any of them. There's just a lot of question marks around Sanders. Rather take Hunter and call it a day. A lot of people feel that way. A lot of people feel that way. Hold on, stop the presses. Shout out to Shamari Wilson with the $100 super chat. Shout out to Shamari Wilson with the $100 super chat. Yo. I appreciate the love and support, fam. You already know that, big bro. You already know that. Luann says, Dads, would you want Carter? Carter is probably he's fourth on my list. Carter is fourth on my list right now. Shout out to my big brother in the building, showing the family some love. Shout out to the family. March for Arch. Yeah, for me, Carter, it goes Shedeur Sanders, Cam Ward for me. Then surprising everybody, it goes Mason Graham, then Hunter, then Carter. That's my deal when I think about it. I don't think Ward, falls at all. I think he is going number one. So, it is what it is when it comes to that. What's going on, Atlantic Lion? How we doing, man? How we doing? Yeah, show my brother some love. TP Wade says, let's go, Shamari. That's a fact. Show the family some love, man. That's a fact. TP Way is in the building. Shout out to TP Way, man. Put you on the spot, TP Way. TP Way has been on his GQ the last couple of days, celebrating his wedding anniversary. I believe you said it was 5 years, so congratulations to you. 5-year wedding anniversary. Let's do it. Many more years for you and the missus. And shout out to you and the beautiful family that you have, brother. Absolutely. I love to see it. I love to see it. TD Midas, that's what I'm saying, TD. Stop kicking the can down the road. How much longer are we going to kick this can down the road? And you know what they keep on saying? Every year we hear the same thing too. Well, we'll just trade up for a quarterback next year. Get the quarterback next year. Trade up for the quarterback next. How many years have we been saying this? We get all these blue chippers and all these other players, and we fall in love with some of the draft picks, and nothing ever changes. Why? Because we're too scared to take a chance on the quarterback. Because he's not exactly what we want. And listen, I understand. Again, I respect everybody's opinion. I feel strongly about it, though. I feel very, very strongly about it. My man Phil says Sanders, Graham, Hunter. I can get down with that. You already know, TP. Shout out to you and the missus, man. Enjoy your vacation. I don't know if you're on your way back or you still out there. Enjoy your time, man. I appreciate you for checking in too, though. Everybody send a congrats and a happy anniversary to TP, man. Show that man some love in the chat. Let's do that. My man Ahmed says, what position no one is talking about is the Giants should. Oh, you're asking me a question. Okay. I think everybody's talking about everything. I will say this though, and it's not going to be anything exciting. The kicker. I can't trust Graham Gano. He's always injured. No, if nobody's talking about Graham Gano, go get us another kicker, man. Go get us another kicker. That's the only thing that I can say that people aren't talking about is the kicker. We went and got the punter re-signed, the long snappers re-signed. Graham Gano has a contract that's expiring. We need a kicker too. We absolutely, and we already know kickers matter. That Washington game, week 2, the kickers matter. Kickers matter. That's a fact. My man Isaac, that's what I'm talking about. Isaac, take Shedeur if he's there. If not, take Hunter or Carter. Easy. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying to people. If the quarterback's not there, then we can talk about this other stuff, man. Now, again, with all of the rumors going out there, and when you think about the NFL draft last year, you kind of had a feeling what the first 3 picks were going to be, like a strong feeling. Oh, all 3 of those teams are going quarterback. All right, we kind of had that feeling. This year, it's like, well, we don't know for sure what Cleveland is going to do. That's exciting for me. Again, I'm going to be stressed out, heart palpitations and all that other stuff. But that's what I can't wait for. Like, I almost thought of, and shout out to Sneaky G. I think Sneaky G, man, if you guys are not subscribed to Sneaky G, man, that's another fantastic Giants content creator. He was talking about possibly going live during the draft. And I can't do that, man. I don't know if I can do that. I can do it after. I can do it after the draft, after pick 3, after the card is placed or put in, and the name is called. I can do that, but prior to that name getting called, I don't know if I can sit there, man. I'll be too anxious. I gotta make a reaction too about it, like right away. As soon as we make that 3rd pick, I'm probably jumping on. We're gonna do a live, maybe, possibly, just for a little bit, because we got to get these reactions, because I'm pretty sure it's gonna be pretty good. Amber 7 says people tripping. Shedeur was quarterback 1 last part of the year. Yep. Before the BS started. Let's not forget that. That's a fact. You're not saying nothing wrong. The crazy thing about it is, like, the game stopped, and then the criticism came after he didn't play any more games. That's when everybody started talking about his father. They started talking about the hat being backwards. They talked about him might being his confidence being taken as arrogance. It happened. It happened. We saw it play out. And for the people that do not like Shedeur Sanders, if you're in here, let me know. For the people that do not like Shedeur Sanders, is it his name that you guys don't like? Is it his play that you don't like, or is it just something else about him that you don't like? If you want to share in the chat, go ahead and do that. I like Damian Martinez, Steven. I like Damian Martinez a lot. 105 might be a sweet spot for him. He might be a sweet spot for him. Isaac said this is a gold chain. Oh man, I seen TD Midas. That's a fact. I seen Giants fans talking about Tyler Shaw. Hold on a second. Talking about Tyler. Yeah, Tyler Shuck, man, 25 years old, going to be 26 in September. Um, here's my thing when it comes to Tyler Shaw and these older quarterbacks. Bo Nix was considered an older quarterback, right? Michael Penix was an older quarterback. Jaden Daniels was an older quarterback, but nobody ever said anything because him and Michael Penix were both born in the same year. But we heard about those guys. Like we heard about Michael Penix. He took an Indiana team to the Big Ten. Oh, he had him ranked 10. He had him in the top 10. And then we saw Bo Nix. Bo Nix was at Auburn. Then he went to Oregon. You know what I mean? But he had success. I don't know where Tyler Shaw came from. I do know this though. I know he was the backup quarterback for Justin Herbert in Oregon back in 2018. I know that much. That's how long that man been in college, since 2018. That's how long he been in college. And he just started getting some recognition this year, you know, once everybody started going all crazy because they didn't like the top two quarterbacks and they started looking for other people. Now, I don't want to fully knock him because guess what? He can throw a good ball. You know, he is athletic. But like I said, he's also 25 years old. He's 25 years old, man. 25, about to be 26. A lot of experience. You better be good if you're 26 playing against, you know, younger people. That's a fact. Shout out to my man Lucas with the $10 super chat. He says Russ is the best quarterback since Eli. If no Sanders and Hunter, Abdul or Graham, round one, all generational talents. Fill gaps in the O line and the D line, maybe linebacker. He said Big Dash knows great offseason. What? A great offseason so far. Sorry, 10. Not a lot. Keep it up, That's a fact. Hold on. Yeah, let's do that. I was gonna do a video. I'm still gonna do a video about the offseason so far and the pickups and the signings that Joe Schoen has made. You guys know me. You follow me all season long. All season long. You saw me after the games, highly upset, cussing out Dable, cussing out Joe Schoen, calling for their jobs. You saw you saw that. I wanted them gone. I wanted them gone. A lot of people wanted them gone. I can't be mad at Joe Schoen at what he's done so far. Not everything has been addressed. But a lot of the holes were addressed. And then I guess he spent some money. He spent a lot of money, but he didn't spend a lot of money on older players. All the big contracts are for younger guys. Poston Adebo, younger guy. I believe Poston Adebo was 26, same age as Tyler Shaw, right? Javon Holland, a great safety pickup. These are guys that are going to be here for years. You add that to the nucleus of the defense, I think we did pretty good when you look at the depth on the defensive line now. We picked up Golston from Dallas, even though I can't stand the Dallas Cowboys. I don't hate them as much as Philadelphia, but I still hate them. And then we picked up what's his name? I keep forgetting his name too. The guy with three names, the defensive tackle we got from the Jaguars, and then we got the Ledbetter too. I like the depth on the defensive line. We got some run stoppers. We got some guys that we can play next to Dex, but we still didn't get the one big piece, the starter defensive tackle. Like all the guys that we picked up are rotational guys. I'm looking for that starter still, and that's why I say if we can't get the quarterback, Mason Graham is high on my list after that. High on my list after that. Shout out to my man T. Mark Maldon. He says, you keep it real, Dad. I hope so, man. I hope so. I'll tell you this. I keep it real to myself. Any thoughts that I have are mine. If I talk about a player, it's because I watched that player. So I do appreciate you, though. I do appreciate that, man. I keep it real with myself, and hopefully that resonates. Gio says Sanders does not move the meter for me. Ceiling, middle of the pack as a starter. Tired of these average quarterbacks. We need someone we can put this team on their back and win us some games. You want somebody that can put a team on its back. You want somebody that can go to a program and turn a losing program into a winning program. I want. Is there somebody out there that went to a bad program and turned it into a good program? Is there a guy out there? That sounds very, very familiar, Gio. This sounds very, 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 very familiar, man. And one thing I also say about that is this. I'll say this. Shedeur Sanders put up those numbers that he put up 2 years in a row. 2 years in a row at Colorado. He did that without a running game and without consistent good offensive line play. So when people say he's middle of the pack, when people say his ceiling is this, you have not seen his ceiling because you have not seen Shedeur Sanders with a running game or with a competent offensive line. So if he gets a running game and some good, consistent offensive line play, which the New York Giants need to work on that, then we can start talking about what his ceiling is. Just think about it. I don't want to argue. I just want you to think about it. Just think about it. Because like I said, a lot of people have already, people have already made up their mind. And I'm not here to change anybody's mind, but I just want people to think about it. Don't listen to me. Don't listen to me and take my word as gospel. Just think about what I said. Let it process in your mind and think about it. And you come to that conclusion. Now you might still say that he sucks. Fine. That's fine. But you said you wanted a quarterback that could put a team on his back and turn the program around or something like that. And he did just that. Just that. And guess what? He did good enough with those wide receivers that all of his wide receivers are now draftable. Guys you didn't even hear about or hear of before. Who was Will Shepard? Who was LeJontay Wester? Who was Jimmy Horn Jr.? All these guys are getting drafted. It wasn't just a Travis Hunter show out there. So if that's what we're talking about, go ahead and give me that. And then also the confidence that we've been lacking at the quarterback position for so long. The arrogance that people keep talking about, he's arrogant. Guess what? It's New York City, one of the most arrogant cities in the world. Fine, give me the arrogant quarterback. Let's go ahead and do that. But again, you're all entitled to your own opinion. Come on, man. Come on, man. Shout out to Shamari Wilson with another $100 super chat. He says, let's get Dash to 7.5. Okay, let's go. Like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you, TP. Again, listen. Love and respect, big bro. You already know what it is. I get off this. I'm gonna hit you up, though. Appreciate the love and support, man. Appreciate the love and support. You already know what it is. Shout out to my man Dealer in the building. Dealer, he says only takes one pick to draft Shedeur. Russ put us in that 10 to 15 range. In 26 drafts, it's going to take. Oh, I get what you're saying. He's saying it only takes one pick to draft Shedeur. That's what we got. All is one pick. We got 8 picks in this draft. Russ puts us at the 10 to 15 range. Russell Wilson, we won't be picking in the top 5 if Russell Wilson plays well enough. DL is saying that we might get to the 10 to 15 range in 2026. That means you know what you have to give up to get to 1 in 2026 draft, if we're in that 10 to 15 range, a lot, way more than what we have to do right now. All we got to do is take a quarterback. And this class is deep too. So not the quarterback class, but as far as other positions, is deep. The edge rushers are deep. Defensive tackles are deep. Pause. It is what it is. It doesn't make any sense to me. I don't know about y'all. Listen, Dealer, you already know. And again, if you're not, Dealer is another fantastic New York Giants content creator. We're going to spread this love around, man. That's one thing you're going to get from me. If it's Giants content creators, some of the best in the community, love and support. Listen, shout out to Dealer. If you're not subscribed to Dealer, make sure you go ahead and do that. I don't know how to put links in the chat. If you're able to do that, go ahead and do that. But make sure you guys subscribe to Dealer. And again, in all of the other content creators, Giant content creators that are in the chat right now, go ahead. If you can, put your link in there. Again, I don't know how to do it, but if you can do that, people can find you anyway. Y'all know how to do it. Y'all smart people. Y'all are smart. Good Lord. Steve says Deion turned Colorado around, not Shedeur. Ooh, I love it. Players want to play for Deion, not the quarterback. Okay. Did Shedeur even play a college playoff game? He didn't. Did Drake May play a college playoff game? He didn't. Did Caleb Williams play a college playoff game? He didn't. Playoffs? We talking about the playoffs. We talking about the playoffs. Deion Sanders did not throw a pass. Deion Sanders did not intercept the ball. If Deion Sanders got that contract, Why? Because of the results on the field, not just because of aura, right? And if I'm not mistaken, the person that's the most responsible for those wins, because everybody tells me that Colorado sucks. Everybody says they suck. That it's Travis Hunter, Shedeur saying there's nobody else matters. What are we talking about here? The quarterback is the reason. Period. All the Hail Marys, all the touchdowns, all the games that they did win, won who's back? They didn't have a running game. The defense was not that good. Offensive line was not that good. Somehow, some way, the quarterback threw for 4,000 yards and 30-some touchdowns. I didn't see Deion Sanders throw a ball in a long time. Nah, shout out to you, man. It's all love. I'm having fun right now, man. But listen, when it comes to Shedeur Sanders, I don't do too much slander. We could talk about the real, but people saying that he's not good, it's just a lie. It's disingenuous. All love and respect. Again, I respect everybody's opinion. I'm gonna share mine. Shout out to Cruzan26 with the $5 super chat. He says him dropping back 15 yards and holding on to the ball is an issue for me. Why are you holding on to the ball with a bad O-line? Shedeur Sanders has an issue with holding on to the ball too long. It's called hero ball. One of my pet peeves, or one of the things I hate about Shedeur Sanders, is that he holds on to the ball too long. One thing I will say is that you throw the ball in the stands and you live to fight another play. He has not learned that. But also, when he was asked at, I believe, the Shrine Bowl about him holding on to the ball too long, he said, I have to do, sometimes I have to take what the defense gives me. He said, sometimes I have to go to my first read and stop trying to play hero ball. I like somebody that understands what he's done wrong and people see it, because guess what? Everybody's throwing all his flaws in his face, and he addresses it, and he gives you a good reason why he did it. Again, he's scrambling back 15 yards, offensive line. Could he get rid of the ball? Absolutely. But what is he trying to do? Win the game. He's trying to make a play. There is no running game. It is what it is. I hated the BYU game. He got all the way into the red zone and then took about a 15, 20-yard sack? That's what a lot of people only saw the BYU game, and I understand. Same thing happened with Michael Penix when he played in the national title. Nobody watched Michael Penix in Washington at all until he got to the national title. Did not have the best game, and everybody pretty much drug him through the mud the whole offseason because of that one game. Meanwhile, he led college football 2 years straight for, 4,700 yards, 4,900 yards, almost 50 touchdown passes. Got drafted 8th overall to the Atlanta Falcons when everybody thought he was going to go in the second. Listen, y'all don't understand what y'all are doing. All the throwing it in people's faces, talking about the bad play. Meanwhile, I've seen Caleb Williams lose 20 yards on a play. I've seen Jaden Daniels lose a lot of yards on with a sack. It happens. These guys are not perfect. And guess what? When everybody's savior comes out, and y'all know when Arch Manning, the savior, comes out, I'm pretty sure there's going to be some losses in there as well. None of these guys are perfect, and I think Arch Manning is going to be fantastic. But everybody's flawed. Everybody's flawed. Think about how people talked about Josh Allen. Josh Allen wasn't a blue chipper. People talked about his flaws. He had the biggest arm, but his accuracy was trash at Wyoming. Somebody took a chance on him. Patrick Mahomes, they hated Patrick Mahomes' footwork. Hated it. They hated the way that he threw sidearm. He wasn't traditional, his mechanics. They took a chance on him. He wasn't perfect. Lamar Jackson almost dropped into the second round. They had to trade up to get him. He wasn't perfect. So I don't need my quarterback to be perfect. And there's going to be flaws in all of these quarterbacks. It just is what it is. But I appreciate you. Thank you for the $5 super chat. What we going? Dealer, you already know, brother. You're a good brother. Yeah, no, listen, I like your show too. I like the shorts that you do. Listen, you put out good work, and I love your opinions too. And again, we don't agree on everything, but one thing we do agree on, we ride 100% on, man, and we on it. But shout out to you, man. I don't need no thanks. Thank you for being a great guy, Giants content creator, brother. For real. All right, Gio, what you got for me, Gio? He said, I just don't see Sanders getting it done, but if we draft him, I'm going to support it because I'm a Giants fan in the end. I mean, that's all you can do. That's all you can do. And listen, I appreciate the comments. I appreciate. Listen, I love a good debate. I love a good back and forth. I keep it respectful. Hopefully, I'm not being disrespectful to anybody. I hope I'm not coming off as disrespectful to anybody. We got strong opinions. It just is what it is. Coach Ed said, "Dash, you on fire tonight. Speak pure, unadulterated facts." Speaking of that, let me take a break. This show is sponsored by Saratoga. It's not. But shout out to whoever that dude is that always does those videos with the Saratoga. I was in the store today, saw it was on sale, picked up a bottle. Shout out to Saratoga. That's actually pretty good. That guy's crazy. Dumping his face in water like that. It is what it is. I'm pretty sure there's some benefits to that somewhere. Nah, man, I appreciate it. Listen, one thing I'm gonna do. I'm gonna keep it real, man. I'm gonna keep it real. I'm gonna share my opinion. Listen, and the one thing about me too is this: I've been wrong plenty. I'm not afraid of being wrong. I don't care if somebody says you were wrong and try to throw it back in my face. Listen, I'm a fan. I don't get paid to fan. These are my beliefs. I'm not saying I'm a professional. I'm not a professional analyst, but I'm definitely not a casual. I've been around this game for a long time. Watch along. It is what it is. Shout out to my man Joseph in the building. Joseph Wilcox, where you been, brother? Where you been, Joe? He says, hey, Dash, we still have to take Sanders, Wilson, and Winston or the bridge. They will be kicking themselves if they don't. I think so, man. I think so. Again, I look at some of these teams, like perfect example, the Cleveland Browns. We talk about we need an edge rusher. They have the best edge rusher in Myles Garrett in football. I mean, it's debatable. They have one of the top corners in Denzel Ward. And look what they're picking, the same place that we're picking, with a top edge rusher and a pretty good cornerback. What are they looking for? A quarterback. It's not rocket science, man. It's really not. It's just us being hard-headed. Like, we have PTSD as Giants fans. We want what everybody else has. We want the Jamar Chase. Well, Malik Neighbors, we got our Jamar Chase. We want our Myles Garrett, but can Brian Burns turn into that? What can we get out of Kayvon? We want a lot of these things. I want a lot of these things. But the most important piece is the quarterback. And then also, I'll say this too, playing devil's advocate a little bit. When people say, we can get a quarterback and we'll just build the team up and get the quarterback. We can draft a quarterback now, right? Because everybody's for the people. This is for the people that want Arch Manning, right? For the people that want Arch Manning. Arch is not coming out to at least 2027 or 2028. I don't think this is going to happen because I think that Shedeur Sanders is good. And we don't even listen. It's not even a sure thing if we can get Shedeur Sanders. But you get Shedeur Sanders and you let it ride. You see what happens. If Shedeur Sanders does not pan out, what do every other team does? What do they do when they don't have a quarterback? They get another one. And you keep getting new ones until one fits. Now, I think that Shedeur Sanders can turn the team around. That's just my belief. But I got to take the chance. I've been taking blue chippers a long time. Guys ain't panning out. Tibbs was supposed to be a top edge rusher. He's okay. Evan Neal was supposed to be a top tackle coming out of college. We already see take the chance. Take the chance. Shout out to my man Cruz. He says, I didn't like Williams for the same reason. Hold on to the ball will be a bigger issue in NFL. Yeah, no. I'll say this. I'm not saying this is your worst fear for Shedeur Sanders, like holding on to the ball too long. Football will teach you something. Football will absolutely teach you something that for a quarterback that holds on to the ball too long, all you got to do is take one NFL hit and you're going to throw that ball out of bounds. You're going to live to fight another day. So if he doesn't have it right now, the first time somebody comes off that edge and hits him, he'll learn to get that ball out of his hands quicker or to throw the ball in the stands and live to fight another play for sure. For sure. Shout out to my man Mark. What's going on, Mark? Mark, with the membership. Thank you for joining the Big Blue Nation. Yeah, for the people that don't know, I do have a membership to the channel. If you guys want to support in that way, go ahead and do that as well. Everything that I do here is for the love of the New York Giants. And if you guys are supporting in that way, again, thank you, and I appreciate you for the love and support. All right, Shamari Wilson with the $5 super chat. He says, "What are the chances that Sanders get the call with Wilson and Winston on the books?" Listen, if he's there, there's no doubt in my mind that the New York Giants are going to take him. Like, no doubt in my mind. If he is there at 3, they're going to take him. Why? Because they like their jobs. Because they like their jobs and they don't have a long-term solution yet. That's what I'm saying about it. Winston and Wilson, they don't move the needle at all when it comes to getting one of these quarterbacks for the future. These are short-term deals for Winston and for Wilson. You can't pass up on a quarterback if he's right there at 3. I can't see that happening. Shout out to my man Joseph. He says, been chasing them grandkids. He said, "You are the best." Nah, you're the best, Joseph. I haven't seen you in a while, Joseph. I missed you, brother. And I know you've been chasing around them grandkids, man. That's a fact. Jay Net with the $4.99 super chat. He says, "Yo, Dash, heard that the Giants want to draft Carter or Hunter at 3, then trade back up into the first to take Shedeur. What's your opinion on that? If they can do it, fantastic. If they can make something like that happen, fantastic. Is it possible? Yeah, it's possible. Is it probable? Absolutely not. I don't think they can. I don't think it happens. You know how much draft capital you would have to give up to get back into the first round? Because say Shedeur Sanders does start to fall. Does he make it past the Raiders? Does he make it past the Pittsburgh Steelers? I don't think that happens. I don't think that happens. So you're talking about trading. You would at least have to trade up in front of the Pittsburgh Steelers. That's a lot of draft capital coming from 34 back into the first round, back into the teens. It's probable. I mean, it's possible, but I don't think it's probable. I don't. Shout out to my man Cruising with the $5 super chat. He says, "We know the QB is the most important position. If we didn't beat the Colts, most Giants fans would not have a problem with Ward." Now, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. Yeah. The Colts game, they decided to wake up for a week, put up 45 points, and we lost. If we didn't win that game, we'll be sitting at 1 by ourselves, and we'll be picking first in every round. Instead, we fall to 3, then we pick second in the second round, we pick first in the third round. But if we would have lost that Colts game, we would have been by ourselves at the top. And you're absolutely right. It most likely would have been, Ward. It most likely would have been Ward. But here's the deal, Cruz, and you told me about Shedeur Sanders' weaknesses. Let me know what Ward's weaknesses are too, please. Shout out to my man Jay Ferris in the building with the $20 super chat, man. Appreciate the love and support. He says, "Come from the heart." He said, "What ninja you know right now? What? Hold on. What ninja you want right now? Round 1 or 2, round 1 or round 2, already sick of cringe or Russ." Again, for me, round one, my order is this. Round 1, if I can have my choice of anybody, it's going to be Sanders, Ward, Mason Graham, Hunter, Carter. That's what I want in round 1. In round 2, I want the best defensive tackle. So if Nolan falls, that's one thing. If Harmon falls from Oregon, that's another thing. TJ Sanders, Tyleik Williams. I want the best defensive tackle to put them next to Dexter Lawrence. And yeah, that's it. You said round 1 and round 2. Yeah. He said, "I'm sick of cringe and Russ." Cringe is Jameis Winston, because a lot of people think his off the field stuff is cringy. Which, listen, it's Russ being Russ, man. It's Russ being Russ for sure. But now, shout out to Shamar with the $5 super chat. He's just agreeing with Cruising 26. He says facts. Yeah, a lot of Giants fans are fine with Ward. A lot of Giants fans want Cam Ward. A lot of content creators want Cam Ward. I want Cam Ward. I got him 1A, 1B. I'm happy with either one of those guys. The reason why I ride so hard with Shedeur is because I like the processing. I think his floor right now, his floor is higher than Cam Ward as far as being pro ready. Cam Ward plays off platform. Cam Ward has a hell of an arm, though. You can't deny his arm strength, his arm talent. But I think anticipation, accuracy, I think Shedeur Sanders is better. And I like the moxie too. But 1A, 1B for me. 1A, 1B. You're not gonna get me to hate Cam Ward at all. I don't like to pin none of these quarterbacks against each other. I like Jackson Dart. I like I like Jalen Milroe a little bit. I like Kyle McCord more than I like Jalen Milroe. I also like Quinn Ewers too. It's a lot of quarter. I like Curtis Rourke. There's a lot of quarterbacks that I like. But I'm just talking about, for me, for the Giants, it's just the top two guys and nothing else right now for me. Until those guys are off the board, I'm considering these guys the Giants quarterback. That's just me for right now. Shamari also says that win against the Colts is kicking our ass. Yeah, it is. It is, man. It is. I gotta get caught up in the chat, man. Hold on a second. I'm going way off right now, man. Shout out to my man Dwayne Murphy in the building. What's going on, Dwayne? He says if we don't take Shedeur, I'll be furious. I'll be mad too. I'll be mad too. My man Mark Maldone, he says maybe Uncle Eli can make a path for Archie to be a Giant. Maybe Eli can make a path for Charlie too, his son. I think his son is 7 years old. It's possible. We're gonna put a claim on every Manning, the whole family. There's enough of them. We can put a claim on all of them. Giants fans, put a claim on all of them. That's a fact. We done claimed all the Mannings. The Colts don't have any kind. The Colts, the Saints, the Broncos, anybody else that had a Manning playing on their team, it don't matter. The New York Giants are claiming everybody in the Manning family. If your last name is Manning, even if you're not even a part of the Manning family, the New York Giants are gonna claim a Manning. That's a fact. That's a fact. All right, Filter. Let's see what we got. Filter says odds are that none of the quarterbacks in this draft are better than Wilson. Why not pick the litter of cornerback, D-line, running backs with these day 1 and day 2 picks? We aren't in a position to discard a value pick for a swing. Again, that's what the New York Giants have been doing, picking up everything else but a quarterback. And every year we say we need a quarterback. That's the easiest way I can say it, man. Everybody clamored over Malik Neighbors last year. And again, I'm happy we have Malik Neighbors. What did it do? What did it do? We won 3 games. He had a fantastic season. We won 3 games. We got to stop the cycle, man. We got to stop the cycle. My bad, Lucas. I did see that earlier. He says, Dash, grade the offseason from an A to an F so far. I'm giving it a strong B. I would like to address the offensive line with some younger, better talent, but we didn't. I think the whole plan is they're definitely going to give Evan Neal the shot inside, and I think they cleared the competition out. We re-signed Stinney, we re-signed Van Roten. You got Azudu, you got Jake Kubas on the roster. You got John Runyon. He's already a starter. They said, you know what? I think they're going to absolutely, all the rumors, I think the rumors are true. They're going to move Evan Neal inside, and they're going to clear that path to make it as easy as possible for him to win that guard job. That's why I think they didn't pick up a guy like Tevin Jenkins, because he only made $3 million, I believe. And the New York Giants could have absolutely afforded $3 million for the offensive line. I think that's the plan. I think that's Joe Shane's plan, is to see if they can, save Evan Neal and move him inside finally, when we've been asking for that for years. 4 years. Where am I at right now? Is that, you said 6 and 7? Is that a win prediction, or what's the 6 and 7? I'm missing out on something. Foxy says, where is Jameis signing in the press conference? He is on vacation. If you follow him on social media, he's been in Mexico for the past week. I'm assuming as soon as he's off, or as soon as he's back from vacation, he will be, at 1925, signing a contract, and we're going to get probably a hilarious presser. Because one thing that Jameis can do, he can entertain. Dwayne Murphy says, if we don't take Shedeur and he's sitting there, I will rage quit the Giants. I thought about that, right? Not quitting the Giants. I mean, I bleed blue regardless. It will absolutely piss me off. That might make me the most mad. If the Cleveland Browns take him and we don't get a chance to draft him, that's one thing. But if he's sitting there and we just flat out pass on him, that will probably be Yeah, that the most aggravating thing. I'm with you on that one. I'm with you on that one. Cruising says Ward hero ball in the red zone. The black Brett Favre still better than Sanders. I mean, listen, I'm not going to argue with you. If you feel that Ward is better than Sanders, I'm not going to argue with you. Not at all. But what I will argue with you if you tell me Jackson Dart is better than Sanders, because I've seen a lot of people try to push that narrative, and I'm sorry, I'm not going for that one. No sir. But yeah, I'm not mad at anybody saying Ward's better than Sanders. Ward is nice, super nice. I'd be happy to have Ward too. Could you imagine? If Travis Hunter goes first, Abdul Carter goes second, and the New York Giants are sitting at 3, and you got both Ward and Sanders on the board? I would love that. And no matter which name they call, I'll be happy. I'll be happy for sure. 100%. 100%. My man TP Way says, he said, if there's anyone in the chat that'll be in Green Bay for the draft, get with me. I'll see you there. Shout out to TP Way. TP Way is going to Wisconsin for the draft. Salute to you, brother. We had that conversation already. Shout out to you for going to Wisconsin for the. Actually, it might be a little bit closer to you. That might be proximity. I know you Midwest right now. You Midwest, so it's probably not that that far of a trek for you. But yeah, if you're going to the draft, and I know a lot of people are going to. I think Big Pat and them might be going to the draft. I'm not 100% sure, but you can check with those dudes. They might be going out there. But if anybody in here is going to the draft, go ahead and holler at TP. Let's get a Giants contingent out there. Shout out to my man Guy is at Allegretti. Allegretto. He said it is going to be great. It's going to be a great Giants draft. The one blockbuster trade to make us a playoff team this season. You think it's going to be? They're going to try to pull it off? They're going to trade up the one for Ward. Is that what we're talking about, Guy? Let me know. Let me get some clarity. Sonny Chiba says we need to build the team first. Get the quarterback, maybe even a rookie. Then get the quarterback, maybe even a rookie. So a lot of people feel this way, that you got to build the team first, then get the quarterback. I'll say this to that. You get the quarterback when you have the chance to get the quarterback. If you get the right quarterback, it doesn't matter. They're gonna elevate the team. We saw it with Jaden Daniels. Jaden Daniels went to the Washington Commanders and they won 12 games. And a lot of that roster, they did make some changes. They had a coach change, they had an ownership change, GM change. But when it came to the field, the quarterback is, is pulling a lot of that weight. When you look at when Joe Burrow got here, the Bengals were trash. Right quarterback took them where they needed to be. And then you have other teams that built the team around them first. You have the 49ers. The 49ers are pretty much like a plug-and-play type quarterback situation. They're successful with almost any quarterback that they put back there because the team is so good. They fell off this year, but dealt with a lot of injuries. And then also people that say not the Pittsburgh Steelers, but the Philadelphia Eagles. People say, the Philadelphia's built that team first. Pump the brakes. We remember, well, hopefully, I'm old enough to remember when Hurts got there, they was trash. Hurts was trash. They got Hurts and they built that team after Hurts. Tell me I'm lying. We beat the Eagles with Hurts. Who was it? Crowder with the pick six. What year was that? Was that 21? No, 21. That might have been 21. Joe Judge was here. I know that much. My man T Mark says Giants love to disappoint. They do. Hopefully we can change that though, man. We'll see. I like what the team is looking like on paper right now. I like what the team is looking like on paper. Filter, you already know what it is. Filter, shout out to you, man. I appreciate the love and support. I appreciate you for vibing with me. Shout out to my man R0B. Okay. My man Rob is in the building. What's going on, Rob? Again, I keep saying it, man. Shout out to the New York Giants content creator community. R0B is another fantastic Giants content creator. If you're not subscribed to R0B, I call him Rob. R0B, that's my man Rob, though. If you're not subscribed to R0B, make sure you go ahead and do that, man. Make sure you go ahead and do that. Show the love and support, man. We're going to build this community up the right way. a lot of love and a lot of support for everybody. We built this Giants content community up. Everybody wins. Let's go ahead and play our part, man. Let's do our things. Less division, more unity. Now, again, we don't agree on everything, but we all want the New York Giants to win at the end of the day. So guess what? It is what it is. My man says Travis over Sanders. Listen, people, you're entitled to your opinion. You're entitled to it, man. Shout out to you. My man William Ruffin says draft Shedeur at 3. Arch Manning will not come out until 2027. We will have to be bad for another 2 years. That's another thing for me too. I don't want to suck for another 2 years. Pause. I don't want to suck at all anymore. And if you talk about the march for Arch, tanking for Arch, we talking about losing for 2 more seasons. I can't do it. And guess what though? You picked up Russell Wilson. We're not going to be in a position to get a quarterback anyway. Get him while you got the chance, man. If you don't listen to anything else that I say, you get the quarterback when you have a chance to get the quarterback. You can't keep kicking the can down the road. You can't keep doing it. We do it all the time. All the time. Mark says Dart is Will Levis 2.0. Dart is better than Will Levis. He's better than Will Levis. A lot of people like to call Will Levis a big dummy. I don't know him personally. I know he what'd he put? He's mayonnaise with what? I can't remember. He puts mayonnaise in his coffee. I can't defend that. Maybe he is a big dummy. I don't know. I don't want to be rude though. I don't want to be rude. But yeah, Dart is definitely better than Will Levis in my opinion. Definitely better. Let's see what we got going on here. Shout out to Joseph again with the $5 super chat. Said if we get Sanders and then in training camp he balls out over Wilson and Winston, then so be it. May the best quarterback step up. As much as I want to say it can happen, it could happen. Russ ain't the same Russ. Russ is still better than what we had. Would I be surprised if Shedeur Sanders beat out Russell Wilson? Tad bit, because I really want him to get the best opportunity to be good for the long run. I don't just want to throw him to the wolves, but if he ends up being the best quarterback in camp, then you got to do it. If he's the best, you put him out there. Shamari Wilson with the $5 super chat says, shout out to all the new subs. Listen, I don't even know what the numbers look like. Somebody let me know. I'm scared to click out of here. I had connection issues earlier. I didn't even open up the mock draft yet. I still got to get to the mock draft. We are an hour in. I want to do the mock draft, but if the bandwidth want to act up, then we might not do it. Cruising with the $2 super chat. He says Hurts was garbage without AJ Brown. But they still got the quarterback first and then went and got the weapon. See how that works. I'm messing with you, Cruising. I'm messing with you. Shamari Wilson says, besides the last name, what has Arch done? Nothing. I think he beat Texas Austin Pugh. I think that's the team that he beat. Yeah, I think he has 9 touchdowns for his career. The one thing I didn't like about how they played him like Taysom Hill. The Texas Longhorns, they played every time you saw Arch Manning get into a game, it was a QB power, it was a QB sweep. They played him like Taysom Hill. And I was like, what are they doing? You're gonna get the kid hurt. Yes, he can. Yes, he's athletic. Yes, he's able to run the ball. You know, yes, he's a big quarterback for his age. But why are you running him around like Taysom Hill? You're gonna get that kid killed out there. Don't do it. Now, guess what? I can't wait to watch Arch Manning play this year. Of his first year as a starting quarterback for the Texas Longhorns. I can't wait to watch him play, and hopefully he's lights out. I hope so, because I really do like Arch Manning. One thing I will do is this. I don't like to pin quarterbacks against each other. I don't like to do a lot of comparison because I don't want to tear down somebody else to build somebody else up. That's not my style. That's hater stuff. So I wish the best for all of these quarterbacks. You know, I just want the best for the Giants too. Shout out to my man Joseph Wilcox with the new member. Shout out to thank you for the love and support, man. Thank you for becoming a member too, man. I appreciate it, man. Shout out to you, man. Like again, hopefully, if the grandkids are around, stop running your grandfather crazy, please. When he tells you to sit down, sit down. When he tells you to eat, eat. I don't want Joseph running around all crazy. We need, we need him relaxed and calm. Let him enjoy what's going on. So Papa Joe. I don't know what they call you. Papa Joe is hilarious. I don't know what they call you, but relax, grandkids, relax. Oh, let me get caught up again. Good Lord. Shout out to everybody in here, man. Shout out to the 148 in here. I saw we peaked at like 160. Make sure you hit that like button. Let the algorithm know that we in the building. I believe you guys have to be hitting that like button because the numbers are up today. Shout out to everybody. Thank you for the love and support. Thanks for vibing with me, man. I talk New York Giants football. We do the late night Giants talk every Saturday, hopefully every Saturday. I missed one last week because it was my birthday, but it is what it is. It's the off season. I like to talk Giants football 24/7, 365. If you like to do the same, come hang out. Come hang out. T Mark says Jaden Daniels is the best quarterback in our division. I'm not going to argue with that. Some people will say Jalen Hurts because that team won the Super Bowl. I think Jaden Daniels is the most talented quarterback in our division. I'll say that. I can't just flat out call him the best quarterback. That's a little bit disingenuous, but it is what it is. It is what it is. Shamara with the $2 super chat says, shout out to Jay Wilcox. Where Jay Wilcox at? Where he at? I didn't see him. Did he say something? Did I miss it? What's going on, James? James Hollister in the building. I'm just trying to go through here. You guys, yes. Shout out to my man. My man Don says salute to the G fam. That's a fact. We in the building. Shout out to everybody. We love the Giants in here. Good, bad, ugly. We are Giants fans. We bleed blue together. We win together. We lose together. You already know what it is. If you wasn't with us when we were down, when we back up, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. I missed. I didn't see Wilcox in here. Shout out to my man Mickey X. He says, "What's up, Big Dash? I'll catch the stream after the Lakers game. Go ahead and do that. Listen, I'm already an hour and 13 on. Listen, we're gonna go a little bit longer. Appreciate that, Ahmed. Appreciate that. Shout out to Guy. Guy says, Big Dash, you clearly have the best New York Giants football show. I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that more than you know, for sure. For sure, man. Again, the channel is growing. People are showing love and support. I'm having fun. If you feel that way, thank you very much, man. Thank you very much. Best Giants content on YouTube, Dash. I appreciate that, man. Shout out to Quiz, man. I appreciate. Thank you for the love and support, man. You know what? That makes me feel good. That lets me know that I'm doing something right. I don't consider myself the best show at all. I will say this though, I keep it real. I hopefully people are entertained. They like to hang out with me. Hopefully, you guys, if I'm sitting here and I'm tripping, you call me out on it. We can discuss it, just like we had early. We had little small debate about Shedeur Sanders. Hopefully, nobody felt disrespected. Again, I'm going to read your opinions. I'm going to debate a little bit with you, and if we agree to disagree, that's fine. If I can help change your mind, that's fine. If you change my mind, fantastic. That means you're doing the work. It is what it is right now. Pablo says Alabama 37 Duke. Oh man. Okay, well that's not that bad. 9-point game. I bet on Alabama too. I'm an Alabama fan. Y'all know it. Y'all know what it is. Y'all know what it is. Shout out to R0B. Said keep it 100 real. That's a fact. Can't do anything else, man. Can't do anything else. Got to be original. Got to be authentic. Got to be me. Mickey X says smash that like button. That's a fact, man. Somebody let me know the likes are up. The likes are up. Shout out to y'all, man. And guess what? That's free. The like button, the subscribe button, that's free. Go ahead and do that. Let the algorithm know we in the building. R0B says I hate the Sanders hate. I hate it too. Hold on a second. My wife just texted me. I was talking about everybody in the building loving the Giants, and she texted me. She said, well, I don't like the Giants. My wife is a Pittsburgh Steelers fan, if y'all don't know. She's a Steelers fan. She has had the bragging rights for a while now. Crazy thing is, since we've been married, the Giants have not beat the Steelers. Unless I'm wrong, and we've been married quite a while. Shout out to my man Big Blue in the Bronx in the building. Yo, listen, Again, another Giants content creator. If you're not subscribed to Big Blue in the Bronx, and that's my little bro right there, man. Shout out to Alex. Alex is doing big things. Alex was at the Senior Bowl. I don't know if he was at the Combine. He was at the Senior Bowl for the second year in a row. Got some great interviews. He has some great content on his channel. So if you're not subscribed to Big Blue in the Bronx, make sure you go ahead and do that. Again, we're going to show love and support Giants content creators. It's a community. It's a community. TP Way. I see the question, TP. He said, what is everybody's current expectations for the squad this year? Same old, same. Oh, same old, same old. Push to the playoffs or Super Bowl. Listen, answer that question. Answer that question. What are your current expectations for the squad this year? Is it going to be the same old same for the Giants? Are we going to push to the playoffs or are we going to the Super Bowl? Answer the question. I want to see what the vibe is in the building. Listen, I have not drunk the Kool-Aid. I haven't even poured a glass of Kool-Aid yet. Right now, for me, talk to me after the draft. I will answer this question for you after the draft. After the draft. I have a better answer for you after that. Everything looks good on paper right now, though. It doesn't look like the same old same on paper right now. Talk to me after the draft, though. It is what it is. I mean, it's got pushed to the playoffs, barely above 500. Was it? Hold on, where we go? You guys are going flying through here. Copy. Okay, yeah. 4 to 5 games. He says 8 to 9 wins with Cam Ward, rookie of the year. 7-10. Storm says 7-10. Filter made a nice point. Filter said try to catch up to Washington. Yeah, definitely need to do that. Said keep that defense building. I agree. Mason Graham. I hear you. Push to the playoffs is TP Way. Answered his own question. He said we pushing for the playoffs. My man Big Blue in the Bronx says 6 to 8 wins. Push to the playoffs. What's going on, Pim? What's going on? Ronnie says, let's win a championship more than six. Oh, let's win a trophy more than 6 games. Oh, okay, I got you. Let's try to win more than 6 games first. Ronnie telling everybody to pump the brakes. You're getting a little too excited. Let's pump the brakes. We done seen a lot of Giants teams over the years pump the brakes. This is around that time of year, though, when everybody starts feeling good. We got some optimism. We done drank a little bit of the hopium. You know what I mean? We feel good about us. We start smelling ourselves, all those crazy catchphrases and stuff like that. This happens around this time of year, for sure. Draft, rookie mini camp, was it OTAs, training camp, and then week 1 comes, and what happens? Hopefully it's different this time around. Hopefully it's different. Shout out to Byron Arnold says push to the playoffs. Harlem in the building. Shout out to Harlem. Shout out to Harlem in the building. Let everybody know that's some of the most Harlem thing ever. Just announce yourself. You're in the building. Harlem gonna shine. Harlem known for being flash. He came in the building and said Harlem in the building just like that. And guess what? I found it. Harlem gonna shine bright. That's a fact. Shout out to New York. Shout out to Harlem. Shout out to East New York. Shout out to New York, period. My man Mark says 7 wins because of the defensive signings and Wilson. That's where I'm at right now. And that's what I'm cheating. I'm cheating right now. I've said that the past 2 seasons. 7 to the range is 7 to 10 wins. Let's get to let's get to the draft. Let's see what happens after the draft. I want to see if we get Dexter Lawrence a sidekick. I want to see if we can do that. I want to see if we can keep building depth. I want to see that. That's a fact. Shout out to my man Raekwon in the building. You see him as Reeves Island. What's going on, Ray? He says, once we draft Shedeur, I want the Eagles' first game. It's not gonna happen. They're not opening. At least I don't think they're gonna open up the season because those are the Super Bowl champs. They're gonna open up the season. That's gonna be that first Thursday night game. I doubt they put the Eagles versus the Giants. We play the whole AFC West. You might see a rematch of the Super Bowl week 1. You might see the Eagles and the Chiefs. I think that's something that might happen week 1 that Thursday. I think actually if the league is smart, they're probably going to put that game there. They're probably going to do that. Glenn said we always think big. Yeah, around this time we do. We do. Steve, that's what it's about, Steve. Steve said it's the drive for 5. That's absolutely right. We need that 5th trophy. We need that 5th Lombardi. Easy. Easy. And my man Joe Blacco says baby steps. We got people talk about championships, and then you get hit with the cold front. Baby steps. Just everybody just let's not get carried away. We gotta take these baby steps first. We can't we gotta crawl before we walk before we run. I hear you. Let us be excited a little bit. Oh, did I miss something? Oh boy. I got Shamar with the $2 super chat. Says Joseph Wilcox for the subs. Thank you, Joseph Wilcox. Shamar with another super chat. He says, shout out to y'all with 150 in the live. Big Dash all day. Let's go. That's a fact. Appreciate the love and support. My man Joseph Wilcox says, with a $5 super chat, he says, I want 9 old school. I want 9 wins. Old school is hoping for the playoffs. That's a fact. I would love to make the playoffs. I would love it. I want that feeling again. Pause. Dable got here in 2022. We came off of what? Was that a 3-win season? Was it a 3-win season? 4-win season? I can't remember now. 2021. Was that a 3-win or 4-win season? I can't remember now. But I went to the season. I said, we got a new coach. Maybe we win 7 games. That's what we won 3 games because I said the new coaching staff got to be good for at least 4 wins, and we won 9 that year. And we went to the playoffs and won a playoff game. I want that feeling back. I want that feeling back. Absolutely. My man Guy said this show is like hanging out in my hometown of Elmira, New York, with all of the Giant friends. S. Sanders, mother is from Elmira. I didn't know that. I didn't know Shedeur's mom was from Elmira. I didn't know that. Shout out. Look at it. It's everything comes full circle. He got some New York roots. Didn't even know that. Let's make it happen. I appreciate that. And guess what? Just that first sentence is like hanging out, in your hometown. That's the vibe I want. That's the vibe I want with all of these shows. If you feel that way, that tells me I'm doing my job. If you feel like you hanging out with friends, if you hanging out back home, I give you some familiar vibes like that. I'm doing my job. Thank you for the love and support, brother. Thank you. Shout out to my man Wales in the building. Wales, another New York Giants content creator, but also he give you some fight game content as well. He'll give you the UFC, the mixed martial arts. If you're not subscribed to Wales to NJ, and his name is exactly what the story is. He's from Wales, across the pond. He's now in New Jersey. If you're not subscribed to Wales, make sure you go ahead and do that. Part of the Big Blue crew too. Shout out to Pat and them, Big Lou, all them guys over there. He's a part of that crew too. So show him some love if you can. Well, actually, not if you can. Go ahead and hit his profile picture. It'll take you to his page. Go ahead and subscribe to my man Wales. Let's do that. Shout out to everybody in the building. Steve says Lions versus Eagles week 1. I wouldn't mind that either. I'm curious to see what happens with the Lions this year. I'm curious to see what happens. They lose both coordinators. I don't even know who I think they promoted from within. I think they did promote from within. I'm curious to see what happens with the Lions if there's any kind of fallback a little bit. They lost both their coordinators. I want to see. I want to see what happens with that. But as a week 1 matchup, I wouldn't mind it. You really checking the temperature if you got the Lions and the Eagles, those two defenses against each other. I wouldn't mind seeing that. Explosive offense as well. Gibbs and Barkley. Yep. I would love to see that. My man TP Wade says, he said, I need Coach Dable to coach like his job is on the line. I think it already is. He's already on the hot seat. He better. And not like he was just trying to compete. He can't even sit down. His seat's so hot. He can't even touch it. Hot stove. He can't even touch it. That's how hot his seat is right now. He better be coaching like his job is on the line, because it is. We're not making that up. His job is on the line for sure. For sure. R0B says 4. You mean 4 wins? That's where you got us at, Rob? I think that's what that's what you're saying. Excuse me. Actually, let me get it. Shout out to Saratoga. I'm gonna pour the rest of this in a bowl of ice and dip my face in it. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that. KC legit says, "Oh yeah, we started 6-2 that year." That's a fact. That's a fact. Yeah, we when Dabes got here, we remember we opened up that season with the Tennessee Titans. The whole first half was a struggle, and absolutely we looked horrible in that first half. Get to the second half, Saquon Barkley breaks off that big run, and we was back to business from there. And then obviously, you know, the going for it, going for two, and the rest is history. They missed the field goal. New York Giants win their first game. Brian Daboll goes on to win Coach of the Year. And then some bad things happen. We got to get back to that feeling, though. We got to get back there. A lot of people like, yeah, now we being, it's live right now. It's live right now. Shout out to Sarah in the building. Says, Big Dash, who would you like your Giants to draft at number 3? Sarah, you ain't been around in a while. It's Shedeur saying this for me. It's Shedeur for me. Shout out to the Vikings, too. Wales says, you never know, though. I said, a bacon, egg, and cheese can change you once you're in Jersey. Shout out to New Jersey, the diner capital of the world, home of some of the best food ever. My home state. Shout out to Jersey, man. Shout out to North Jersey, too. Yes, yeah, it's a difference, a slight difference. For me, I'm from Northern Jersey, so I'm going to say a big difference, but I love Jersey all the same. TP Wade says, nah, for real, the stream is super dope. I may need you to add another hour to what? Nah, that's not happening. You know what's crazy? I haven't even eaten dinner yet. I'm in here working on fumes right now. I haven't even eaten dinner yet. I'm getting out of here in a minute. I appreciate the love, support. I gotta eat. Nah, we hanging out for a while. We gonna hang out, man. If we gonna hang out, we gonna hang out. It is what I can eat after. Oh, he was saying no from okay. When you said 4, it was 4 wins. Okay, thank you for the correction. I want to be right. I appreciate that, Rob. So we have 4 wins in 2021, not the 3. I'm glad you caught on. Big Dash morning routine. The Saratoga. Shout out to Saratoga, man. Guess what? Yo, Saratoga owe that man some money. It's a lot of. I haven't seen Saratoga ever in the grocery store. Maybe I just don't walk past the sparkling water like that. I'm a Perrier guy myself. I started watching this video of this dude dumping water in ice and putting his face in it, brushing his teeth with it. I'm saying, you know what? I see it at the store. I said, you know, I'm getting a bottle just off it. They need to cut that man a check. Saratoga needs to cut that man a check. For real. Wales says it was a disaster letting Saquon go. Good for him. Happy for him. Listen, I'm gonna leave it alone. Shout out to Saquon Barkley. He's a Eagle right now. He's a Super Bowl champion. I can't stand the Eagles. I hate the Eagles. It is what it is. Saquon, you know, good for you. Nah, shout out to Saquon, man. Shout out to Saquon. So, let's see where we at. My man R0B says the people that want Travis or Shedeur, Dash makes me want. Oh, the people that want Travis over Shedeur. I think that's what you mean. Dash makes me want to throw up. We need a quarterback, man. We need a quarterback. The only way that I'm happy with anybody other than Shedeur Sanders in round 1 is if Shedeur Sanders was off the board and we never got a chance to get him. That's how I feel, man. Some people don't agree but that's just how I feel. That's just how I feel. My man NFL Beast of the East says, would you take Carter at pick 3 and trade Kayvon for picks since we can't pay 3 pass rushers? That's something that can possibly happen. But for me, we don't like who's the edges outside of Kayvon and Burns if we get Carter. I'm keeping all of them. I'm keeping all of them. You can always trade Kayvon, you know, at the trade deadline and get picks for next year's draft. But for this year, I'm not giving Kayvon up right now. Now, if you're telling me we put him in a draft package to get up the 1 and possibly get Cam Ward, then we're talking that's a different story. But just to trade him, just to make room for Carter. Nah, I'm not going to do that. The New York Giants were the best when we had a good rotation of edge rushers. I don't want to keep losing guys. We already lost Aziz. Well, Aziz couldn't stay healthy. He's going to play for the Eagles now. But if we get Carter, he gets in where he fits in. A lot of people forget too, and shout out to my man D Kit for reminding me. Like Abdul Carter before this year was an off-ball linebacker. He played pretty well too, off-ball linebacker. He'll be on the field. If we were, you'll see all three of those guys on the field at the same time. That's my opinion. If we were to draft Carter, you will see Burns, Carter, and Tibbs on the field at the same time. Third and longs, that'd be a situation though. I don't know where he lines up then, because who are you really taking off of the field? We got to start playing with the lead first too, though. Obvious passing downs. I think these guys are eat. We got to be, we got to lead games for the defense, to get where they need to go or get where they need to be. Shout out to my man Big Reggie. Said Big Reggie 28. He says, "What up, Dash?" This damn free agency was overwhelming as far as the quarterbacks. Hoping the draft is better. He said overwhelming. It was stressful. Wait. What was it? 15, 16 days we were waiting to see what Aaron Rodgers wanted to do. I hated every minute of it. Overwhelming is a good word. Overwhelming. I like that. It was. Oh man. So Duke beat Bama. It is what it is. Wow, you just told me it was 19 minutes left. It went by that fast. My man Mark says he hate the Cowgirls more. Listen, I hate the Eagles more. Maybe it's because I'm from Jersey. I can't stand the Eagles. I can't do it. I can't do it. With all love and respect, but I just hate them. And it's some Eagles fans that I rock with, heavy. I just don't like the Eagles, man. I can't do it. My man KC legit said the same thing. Keep Kayvon for depth and draft Carter. Listen, if Carter's the pick, I'm keeping him. My man Maurice, he says, I'm from Plainfield, New Jersey, home of the high school boys state champ. Y'all did win the championship. Okay, basketball state champs, right? Shout out to my big brother, Shamari Wilson. He sent me the link because again, he's from Plainfield too. He said, he said he sent me the link for the championship game. I think it was last week or 2 weeks ago, but I never tuned in, and I didn't know if they won or not. Thank you for letting me know that the Plainfield Cardinals won the state champ. Now the Plainfield Cardinals are a rival of myself. I played for Union High School myself. I'm from Vauxhall, New Jersey. So when it came to sports, Plainfield was a big rivalry, and I just appreciate that my senior year we beat them, and we beat them pretty well. I had 2 touchdowns in that game myself. But shout out to Plainfield. Shout out to the state champs. Shout out to Union though. Union fighting farmers. Oh man, what's going on, Wells? Wells says it's a mystery who the Giants will take it at the third pick. We might as well watch Unsolved Mysteries. One thing about Unsolved Mysteries is exactly in the title. And it fools me every time I watch it too, because every time I watch an episode, I act like it's gonna be solved at the end, and it's never solved. It's never solved. It is an unsolved mystery. There we go, right here. TP Way the Giant says, who believes Jalen Hyatt will have a comeback year? Shout out to Jalen Hyatt. I haven't said his name in a couple of weeks. You guys know why. I had a strong campaign for Jalen Hyatt. Fell on my face with that one. Didn't even have enough targets to register a grade on PFF. But I do appreciate what Russell Wilson said. In one of his opening interviews with John Schmelk, one of the first names that he brought up was Jalen Hyatt, and how he spoke to Jalen Hyatt and told Jalen Hyatt that you have untapped talent, or his talent is untapped, whatever. He going to listen. It's all up to Brian Dable right now, because one thing that Russell Wilson is going to do, he's going to throw that ball deep. Jameis Winston going to throw that ball deep. It's all about, will Jalen Hyatt get the snaps to even be effective? We'll see what happens, but shout out to Russell Wilson for doing that, though. Shout out to Russell Wilson. KC legit says no QB mock draft edition. I'm going to do one of those. I am going to put out one of those because listen, we don't all agree on what the New York Giants are going to do. And every time I've done a mock draft, I don't think I've done a mock draft without taking a quarterback. But I'll do that. I'll do one of those. I'll definitely do one of those. I'll probably get that out this week. I'll do a mock draft without the quarterback, and I'll put it in the title just so people know. This will be the no quarterback in the first round mock. I'll put the title out there, that way you guys can watch that. I might hate every minute of it though, but I'm gonna put it out for y'all. Oh man, so Joseph says Wilson will start over Winston. I believe, yeah, absolutely. If we get Sanders, then he learns from them. If both QBs go down during the season, at least we have depth. That's a fact. That is a fact. Let me see if I missed something. Okay, no, I'm all caught up. I think I'm all caught up with the super chats. I think. Nope, I'm not caught up. Shamar, he says, shout out to the Plainfield Cardinal state champs. Respect to my foundation, Vauxhall, New Jersey. That's a fact. Again, I wasn't lying when I said that's my big brother in the chat. That's my big brother. Shout out to Vauxhall, New Jersey. Shout out to Union County. Shout out to Plainfield state champs. Shout out to y'all. My man Dope Dez. What's going on, Dope Dez? He says, I believe the Hyatt will be traded. If we get I think that happens. I think it's a possibility. I don't think that's gonna happen. I'm just saying I wouldn't be surprised if it did happen. And you know what? I would be happy. I would be happy for Hyatt, because right now we are wasting Jalen Hyatt, wasting him. You telling me you can't, create a package for Hyatt when you did it in his rookie year? You can absolutely do that. Better quarterback play, better ingredients, Papa John's. Better quarterback play, better results. Giants win games. That's what we can do. My man Mickey says, hell yes, throw Hyatt the damn ball. That's a fact. That's a fact. Just throw him the ball. I can't wait to bring the hats back out if he is actually getting involved. I want to bring the hats back out. Oh, man. Let's see what we got going on. My man Wells, shout out to Wells with the $2 super chat. He says, stopgap year. They're going for Arch. You were here earlier too, Wells, when I addressed this whole Arch Manning stuff. And I know because you be hanging around patting them. Arch Manning ain't coming out to 2027. So that means if we're marching for Arch, it's a 2-year gap. It ain't just one gap. It's a 2-year gap. Arch ain't coming out after 1 year of starting. Nope. The Mannings don't do that. I don't think he's actually coming out to 2028. He'd probably come out with DJ Lagway in 2028. That's when I think it's going to happen for Arch Manning. Especially if they don't win the national title next year, because I think Texans are right there. They can go to the national championship. Then I already think that he's not coming out to 2028 anyway. But yeah, I can't wait for Arch Manning. Let me get a quarterback in the meantime. If it doesn't work out, then we can say we marched for Arch Manning. It's kind of like the same thing. It's kind of like the same thing. Ronnie says, let's go. I'm sick and tired of losing. I'm sick of losing. Yeah, last week. Okay. They won the championship last week. Okay. My man Drew, my man's name is a play. He says, Droopy Balls. He says, nobody would trade for Hyatt. If somebody would trade for Kadarius Toney, somebody would trade for Jalen Hyatt. Untapped. He's not the headache that Kadarius Toney was. You can't teach speed. And if you got good quarterback play, I think he will show out somewhere else. Hyatt is probably the next candidate for a New York Giants player that goes somewhere else and balls. He's high on that list of candidates. I think that happens. He said, R0B says, Dash, I don't know if you know, Giants took Will Shepard out to dinner last night, I think. Oh, wow. They brought him in for a 30 visit? Will Shepard? They think he's going to be there. Listen, I'm not mad at that. You want a taller wide receiver? They can do that. Will Shepard, wide receiver from Colorado. Makes sense. When they taking Shedeur though for the 30? When is he getting that steak dinner for the 30 visit? I think they met. Didn't they meet with Jackson Dart, or they got Jackson Dart on the schedule? They have Cam Ward on the schedule coming up too. Yeah. So yeah, it's a lot of steak dinners happening. They're giving out a lot of steak dinners. Hey Mickey, I'm telling you, Arch is not coming out in 2026, brother. It's not happening. The Mannings are not coming out after only 1 year of being a starter. It's not gonna happen. Arch is making more money right now than some NFL players. That's one thing. So he's not hurting for money. The legacy and the history of the Mannings graduate before that's one thing the Mannings do too. They graduate. So even if Arch Manning graduated early, he's not coming out in 2026, brother. I'm sorry. It's not happening. Arch Manning is not coming out in 2026. I can't even say I'll be surprised if he would. He's not coming out in 2026. Not after 1 year. Nope. The one thing about the Mannings too, they want to make sure that they're at their best before they come out too. So he's going to start at least 2 years before he comes out. I really, really believe that. TP Wade with the shout out for Rob. He says, "Wow, I didn't hear anything about that." Rob got the inside scoop, man. We'll ship it out for a steak dinner with the Giants. Inside scoop. Shout out to Rob, man. Shout out to my man, the Giants Topic is in the building. Another Giants content creator. If you are not subscribed to the Giant Topic, make sure you go ahead and do that. Good work over there too, man. Shout out to you, brother. He said, "LOL, droopy." Yeah, that's crazy. That is crazy. My man Dope Dad says, "Big Dash, Philadelphia seems to want all of our players." Listen, hey, they over there winning championships. So why wouldn't Aziz want to go there? Who else went over there? Adoree Jackson went over there too. I can't wait to play the Eagles again. I can't wait. Especially with the corners. Tate Banks, listen, Tate Banks got to step it up this year. I need Tate Banks to step it up. I need Polson Adebo to do what we think he can do. And Javon Holland is already a monster already. I can't wait for the season to start, man. We still got months. What we got? We're in. It's almost April. We got 5 more months. Good Lord. 5 more months to the season starts. It is what it is. Shout out to Sean Jackson. Said, "What up, Big Dash? How bad will Russ and Jameis upgraded QB play expose everything we lacked when Daniel Jones started for us?" Yo, I agree with that statement wholeheartedly. Even if it doesn't end up with like a bunch of wins, one thing that these two guys can do, Russ and Jay, they'll let us know about our wide receiver room. They'll let us know about outside of the quarterback play, what the New York Giants really need or what we're lacking. So I do agree with that 100%. Shout out to Shamar with the $5 super chat. It says, "Hyatt is open." Big Dash said it first. I want to bring those hats back out so bad. I need that for Hyatt. I like Jalen Hyatt too, man. Especially when we got him. And the funny thing about it is I wasn't high on him coming out of Tennessee. I wasn't high, but once we drafted him, loved his story. He comes from a good family too. His pops is awesome. His mom's is awesome. They're hard on him. And he has a good work ethic, man. A good work ethic. And I want the best for him, man. I want the best for him. And hopefully that's with the Giants, man. Love Jalen Hyatt, man. Big fan of Jalen Hyatt. Yeah, Rob agrees. Rob knows, man. Arch will be 2027, 2028. I'm telling you, he is not coming out in 2026. If somebody's telling you that, no, it's not happening. It is not happening. Well, we had been here for an hour and 45 minutes. We got to wrap this thing up. Shout out to my man. Is it Stoudemire? Stoudemire says, "Salute, bro. Keep pushing Real Giants content. As far as the draft is, let us draft BPA regardless of the round and position. Can't go wrong with building up the roster and adding much needed depth." I do agree with that. I'm not mad at building the team up. I'm not mad at that at all. I said the only pushback I got, if the quarterback is there at 3, I'm taking him. Even you figured Cam Ward is not even BPA, and nobody's arguing against the Titans taking him at 1. It just is what it is. It is what it is. Oh, Scooby. What's going on, Scoob? Scooby in the building with the $9.99 super chat. Big Dads, I just came to show some love. Look forward to your 2025 season. I'm satisfied with the upgraded QB room. Just waiting for April 24th. That's a fact. Shout out to Scoob. Scoob, hope everything is good with you. Hope everybody is good. Much love and support to you too, Scoob. Scoob be making the rounds too. Scoob be at all the games. Don't matter if it's overseas. Scoob be everywhere. Shout out to Scoob. If y'all know Scoob. People that know Scoob. Shout out to Scoob. Scooby in the building. Let's see what we got going on here. Yeah, we about to wrap this thing up. I'm starving. Now that's a fact, man. Shout out to the people in the building. 160 after hour and 45. Yeah, that's a testament to y'all, man. I appreciate everybody in here vibing with me, man. I wanted to do the mock draft. Internet was acting up, messed up my audio, so I'm not even going to try to mess around and do it now. I'm going to put out a mock draft video this week. Non-quarterback mock draft video is definitely coming out. Somebody requested that. I'm absolutely going to do that. I might drop 2 mock drafts this week because I can't just do a mock draft without a quarterback. I can't do a mock draft with no quarterback and not do one with one quarterback. So I'm probably going to put out 2 mock drafts and maybe the same day. Let you guys pick which one you want to watch. That's a fact. Ronnie says, "Go eat, Dad." That's what I'm about to do. That's what I'm about to do. Again, shout out to everybody that's in the building. Shout out to the 145 people still in the building. I appreciate the love and support. We're gonna be right back here next week with the late night Giants talk. As long as you guys are showing up, we're gonna keep talking Giants ball, man. That's for sure. Cajun salmon. What's going on? That's what you had for dinner? Cajun salmon? Cajun salmon. Okay. I had some salmon yesterday. I ain't doing salmon today. He says, "Great stream, Dash, premium content." Thank you very much, Wells. Thank you very much. I'm gonna get through these last couple comments. See if I missed anything. Sean Jackson says, "How did Carter's medical check out from the Penn State Pro Day? If he's healthy, I wouldn't mind the Giants drafting Abdul and reviving a new strong defensive Giants culture." Yeah. What was it? Penn State's own website. They did an article on Abdul Carter. He said he didn't feel pain at the combine. He was shocked when they told him about the fracture. He's not in any pain right now. He said he's good to go. I'm gonna take his word for it. Dwayne says, "Shedeur, or I quit this team." I can't quit the team, man. I can't do that. I can't do that. I can't do that. My man Nigel, was it Nigel? Nigel said, "I had some celery sticks after eating some bagel bites. You know what? I'm thinking of making some sports anthems soon." Go ahead and do that. Excuse me. Go ahead and do that. I want to hear it too. Sports anthems. I want to hear it. Hit me up. The Gmail is out there. T Mark Mountain says, yes, it's good. Okay. All right. We slowing down. We're gonna wrap this thing up. You already know how I do, man. Again, I'm gonna thank everybody for hanging out with me. I'm gonna thank everybody for vibing with me. We still going strong in the chat. He said, "All right, no problems." Man, my man Joseph Wilcox said, "Hey Murph, do not worry, we are getting him." Okay. OG Joe said it. The OG Joseph said it. All right, we got a question. Corey Alum says, "What do you think?" Oh, okay. He says, "What do you think at pick 34, Amika, the wide receiver from Ohio State?" I think 34 is a little early to go wide receiver. I think it's a little early to go wide receiver. I like Amika, but I think it's a little early to go wide receiver. Depending on what we do in the first round. Again, what I'm looking at in the second round, if we get the quarterback, if we go Hunter, if we go Abdul Carter in the first round, that means we didn't get a defensive tackle. And I'm telling everybody here, we need to get a sidekick for Dexter Lawrence in the first 3 rounds. In the first 3 rounds, I want one of those defensive tackles. The defensive class is deep, but it's going to be a run on defensive tackles, and I want one of those top-tier guys. I want one of those guys that are plug and play and can be a starter next to Dexter Lawrence, and I think they go 2 rounds deep. Once you get into the 3rd round, you get more towards the rotational guys, or maybe somebody surprises you, but I need a defensive tackle next to Dexter Lawrence for sure. Every time Dexter Lawrence got off the field, what happened? Teams just ran the ball, and they was getting it on us. They was getting it. He was getting it. Cruising says draft Jalen Milroe and let him sit for 2 years. Let him sit for 2 years and then get Arch. Because that's probably what happened if we draft Milroe. Respectfully. We draft Milroe, he'll sit here and learn with Winston, and then we'll be right back in the same boat in 2028 or 2027, and we'll be looking for Arch Manning. And if we do something like that, we probably will be picking in the top 5. Nah, shout out to Milroe, man. I don't want to be disrespectful to Milroe. I'm just not high on Milroe. I'm just not high on him. You talking about that the defensive tackle, Florida? Yeah, but listen, that kid is 464 pounds, 6'6", 464 pounds. He didn't look bad running. He ran a he ran a 5'8" 40. He needs to lose about 100 pounds to play, to get to maybe his maximum potential. He has to lose. I don't know. He don't have real friends around him. He don't have a real support team around him that to tell him he needs to lose at least 100 pounds. Like at least, and him being as active as he is and being that weight, he can lose 100 pounds easy. You can't just walk around 464 pounds and you play football at a high level. You can't do that. You got to be eating a crazy amount of calories, a crazy amount to be moving, because he can move pretty well for his size. You just don't be, you're just not 464 pounds playing college football and that weight just staying on you like that. He got to be eating something crazy. My man Johnny Lovely says, I'll be on vacay during the draft, so I might purposely not watch it and stay off Twitter so my trip isn't ruined. Listen, I hope your trip isn't ruined either. I hope it's not. I hope it's not. But yeah, I'm going to get out of here, man. Ronnie, let me know night, Dad. Good night, Ronnie. Shout out to everybody that was in the building. Shout out to everybody that's supporting. Hit that like and subscribe button. Shout out to the super chats as well. Shout out to the new channel members as well. But with that being said, I want to thank everybody for vibing with me. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And from one Giants fan to another, this is Big Dash Knows, Big Blue Nation. Let's go.